Hi everyone, so today I'm making kunafa, and so I've got the kunafa pastry here. I've put it on a tray and I'm going to put it in the oven at 160 for 10 minutes. While my kunafa pastry is in the oven, I've got 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to add in 1 cup of water, juice of a lemon, half a lemon. I'm going to put a teaspoon of rose water and a teaspoon of orange blossom, and I'm going to just put some rose petals for the syrup and just put it on a low heat for the syrup to be formed. So I've got it on the stove on a medium heat. I'm going to bring it to a boil and let it just simmer for 10 minutes, not more than that, and let it just cool down. So for this kunafa, I'm not making the cheesy filling with the ricotta and the mozzarella. This is the traditional Middle Eastern creamy filling. So you start off with 1.5 cups of milk. I'm now going to add in 1.5 cups of fresh cream. To this, 5 tablespoons of corn flour. 3 tablespoons of sugar, and I'm just going to make this into a paste and then put it onto the stove to heat and thicken. Sarah's giving the mixture a good mix. I've got my pot over here and I'm going to add this creamy mixture in here, and I'm going to keep stirring until it starts thickening up. So while I'm stirring the cream, I've swished off the syrup because it's been 10 minutes, and my kunafa pastry has been in the oven for 10 minutes, and I've taken that out of the oven as well. So within a few minutes, this milk starts to thicken up very, very quickly. You just want to keep stirring it so that no lumps are formed. And it seems as if it's done, and I'm going to... So it's a proper custardy, creamy filling, and there's no lumps at all, alhamdulillah. I'm going to now put in 2 teaspoons of orange blossom, a teaspoon of orange water, and a pinch. So the 3 extra flavors have gone in, and I'm just going to stir it into the thick custard. And I'm going to let this cool while I work with the kunafa pastry now. So my kunafa pastry has been in the oven and it's nice and toasted and crispy, but I'm going to put it into my blender just to break it up a little bit more because it's much easier to work with when you're actually putting it into the pans. So you don't want the pastry to be too fine, so you just want it to have like a little blend, so it's kind of chopped up and fine. So here's my pastry and I'm just adding it into my bowl over here. I'm going to do the second batch that I've left now. So I've got my kunafa pastry over here. What I'm going to do now is pour over 1 cup of melted ghee and just coat every strand of the kunafa pastry with the ghee. Some food coloring into it, orange in color. So my pastry is ready, and it's now time to prep my cases in which the kunafa will actually cook. So I'm using 2 cake pans, and I'm also going to do some mini ones. So I've got some ghee and I'm going to add some food coloring into it, orange in color. So I've got half a teaspoon of orange food color, and I'm just going to mix it with the ghee and then spread the ghee in each of the pans over here. Now I'm going to add the pastry at the bottom of the pans and pat the pastry down in each of the pans. So you want to take a glass and then you want to push the kunafa down into the sides and onto the base of your cake tin. I ended up putting like a cupful of Kunafa Ashta into the pastry over here, and like a tablespoon in each of these individual ones. I've spread the ashta out in each of the pans, and now I'm going to top it up with more of the kunafa pastry. I'm going to brush off the kunafa with a bit of ghee on the top before I put it into the oven. I'm now going to bake the kunafas for 35 to 40 minutes. The longer you bake it, the crispier it gets, and it's much more, the crunchier it is. Okay. Over here, I've got my rose syrup, or the flavoured syrup that I made earlier, and I'm just going to strain it, and this is ready to use and to pour over the kunafa when the kunafa. So it's been 30 minutes and I've actually taken out my kunafas out already, rather than even waiting for 35 to 40 minutes, because mine actually looks really crispy on the sides. Now I've got my syrup. And I'm just going to go in a circular motion and let the syrup soak in on the top, and then I'm going to flip it over on the other side. So I've just let the syrup soak in for the last 10 minutes. Now I'm taking my knife and just going around the edge of the kunafa just to release it, and then I'm going to flip it over. So I've just flipped my kunafa over and I'm pretty happy with that. It's crispy and it's formed and it looks really lush. I'm just going to put some pistachios and some rose petals to garnish on top. So I've got both of my kunafas over here, and now what I'm going to do is garnish with some pistachios and some rose petals on the top as well.